Welcome to Murphy, Sam, and Jodi, the After the Show podcast. And so I have a question for both of you. When you have something that arrives at your house that needs to be assembled, assembly required, or you buy something that assembly is required, is it something that you do in one stretch, start to finish, that you literally don't stop until you've completed it? Or will you put it down for a day, come back and, and finish it?
Well, you know my answer. I don't do it. I don't like to put stuff together.
I know, that's true.
It's one
You
of my
don't.
favorite things about having you in my life, Murphy. I don't like to put stuff together, and I don't have to currently.
I know the reason that you don't is really it's a patience thing, and I'm not saying that as a negative. I just know how you are and who you are. You just don't have the patience.
I own
for
it.
that
It's
sort of
fine.
thing. Yeah, yeah.
So I guess it's on me then, huh?
What's your answer?
It depends on the frustration level. If I sit down, my intention is to do it all in one fell swoop.
Yeah.
So if I sit down and I start doing it and it starts to be trying to read the instructions and it's just not making sense,
Sure.
I'll give it a break.
Good.
Yeah.
It's good for your
I
mental.
try to just if I'm going to do this, I finally set aside time to do it. I'm going to do it now.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I don't actually, the thing for me is I won't stop regardless of the time is part of the problem
true.
for me.
Bulldog
Because to
over
me,
here.
Yeah, a project has got to be, and I think that was instilled in me as a kid, because you don't leave things undone. That was my parents', big thing, but I probably have overcompensated with that because, I literally will go until, I
He'll
physically
go into the
can't go
night.
anymore.
Yeah.
Into the night.
But I have learned a little bit of common sense over time because if you do get frustrated or tired or fatigued, you're going to be prone to making more mistakes.
Yeah.
And the heavier that the piece of equipment is or whatever that you're putting together, the smarter it is to stop while you're ahead, you know? And I bring it up because Jodi and I got a treadmill that we are going to use. We're not intending to use. We're actually going to use it.
Why the disclaimer?
I know. I'm thinking.
I know I'll
okay.
use it. Oh, that's because you didn't use the bike.
Well, I used the
Well,
bike.
that we still have.
I used the bike for 6 months, remember? And
3
then-
months.
Okay, 3 months. It felt like 6.
Well, you're still using the bike to hang things on, right?
It's collecting dust.
Yeah, and it needs to be sold.
It does.
But the treadmill, I think, will be easier to use. But
Yeah.
It's very easy to put together with the manufacturer's instructions because it's really just a handful of pieces, but it's very heavy. I mean, it is like 300 pounds heavy. And so, moving it into place, because they tell you, and this is one of those where read the instructions start to finish before you do anything and open a box. I mean, even don't start with step 1 and start going. Read it all before you start doing it, which I'm glad I did.
I'm glad you did too.
I had to.
Murph.
That's another lesson I learned the hard way. And probably every kid has had that a teacher that did this test at some point,
Yes.
3rd, 5th grade, 6th grade, or whatever, where she tells you to read all the instructions before, and
can't wait.
You go through, and so everybody starts following the instructions, and they're going along. And the 20th question or the 20th piece of instruction is, now that you've read all this, just sign your name at the bottom and turn the paper in.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be, but. Again, it's just a lesson in reading instructions.
Oh.
And I'm glad that I did that in this case because it is so heavy that you take the top off of the box. You need to get the box to wherever it is that you want the treadmill to be.
So you start building where you want it to end up.
Yeah,
Correct.
you better. Yeah.
You can't. You don't want to start building it in the middle of the floor and then move it later.
Yeah.
This one, even though it folds up. So I can't wait till the next time we have a party and I'm going to want to fold it up.
I'm going to explain that one to you in a second, too.
I don't love exercise equipment in the home.
Jodi went to bed, before I got finished last night, which is part of my point. I was up too late working on this thing. But so I went through and, read the instructions, and I'm glad that I saw the part where it said, put it where you're going to use it. Okay. And I have these casters that I bought at Home Depot or Lowe's a while back that are this 4-piece thing with a little lever that I could slide them under, and I was able to roll it into place. Thank God.
He was so excited about that.
Job.
Those are cool.
You should have heard him. See, something that you buy that you don't think you're ever going to use, but when you need it, you have it. He was so excited.
Yeah, and I never thought. And when I bought them, this is when I bought them. It's like, do I really need something that can support 300 pounds a piece? Well, yeah, of course I did. I've used
Sure
it today or yesterday. So anyway, I rolled it into place. I took the top off and started following the instructions to a T. And it was actually very easy to put together. This is a folding treadmill, like Jodi explained, and there's a lot of caution about, well, the shipment has straps for one thing so that it doesn't just pop open on you. It warns you that once you've put it into place, you can't tilt it on its side. You can't pick it up and move it. If you move it, you need to remove the bolts again and reattach it as though it were shipped. It's because it's a protection thing, because it's hydraulics that opens it and then closes it back. So
so it'll snap open on you.
Yikes!
If you mishandle it, yes.
Yeah.
It's if you're using it right, it's not going to.
Sounds like an accident waiting to happen in the family
room. If you
room.
tilt it on its side, or if you try to lift it while it is not in its folded mode, yes, you can create some problems.
Okay.
But I'll show that to you later, Jodi. But as I put it together, folding it's very heavy. And I'm reading the instructions about how to properly hold it, and the guy in the drawing looks like he's not struggling at all. It's got to be as easy as what this guy is.
Are we not going to be able to fold this?
Yeah, we can.
You sure?
We can. It's moving it that's really challenging, because at one point I was in one of those. I had started to. So there are 6 steps. Step 5. The very last thing that you do is actually remove the box from the bottom. And you do that by folding it, tilting it up, rolling it up on its wheels, and sliding everything out. Well, as I was doing that, part of it got stuck up front. Mm-hmm. And so I'm at an angle where it's like, I can't put this thing down now. And I'm reaching with my leg trying to kick it, and all it's doing is spinning. It's not moving. And I'm like, do I yell for help? do I get Jodi out of bed? Or
I would have.
Or do I just keep trying? And this is my point about, don't push yourself beyond the brink of fatigue. It was a close one. I did it. I mean, I got it undone, but I realized at that point, this thing is pretty unwieldy. You really have to pick it up and to move it. The center of gravity is really odd. It's best when it's 2 people. So you'll find that, I'll show you how to do it, Jodi.
I wanted it to be a one. I have friends who have them that fold right up. And they got them on TikTok Shop.
This one does, yeah, I know. Well,
and she says it's fine.
Well, and remember what my parents used to say: when you buy it cheap, you're buying it twice.
Okay, fine.
So you really do.
What's our saying? Don't overdo.
This is the perfect. I did a lot of homework on this one, as you know. This is a midline. It's not the world's most expensive treadmill by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, I don't need the world's most expensive.
Well, and I wasn't gonna buy it.
More important to me was being able to move it.
Well, I mean, like commercial grade, they're not cheap at all. They're like
not supposed to be.
They're $4,000 and $5,000
because they're used constantly in health clubs by hundreds of people a week.
Yeah, right.
This is you and me in front of Grey's Anatomy when it's raining and I don't want to walk outside. Right.
But, the difference, and we're not really running, we're doing the brisk walk thing or whatever. So I got the kind that is, intended for that. This one, and it's a good treadmill, but it's not designed for if you want to get up and you want to run for an hour at full speed. It eventually will wear out because of that. They'll tell you how to use it.
He did ask me that, by the way. Are you running anymore? Because I used to run.
Which is why.
And I was like, no, I'm not going to run on it. I want to incline it and make the walk harder.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you that the mistakes, and there are a lot of great things that you can buy, the little walk-in place for a stand-up desk. And look, a lot of those things are affordable. I'm not suggesting that you don't buy those. I think you just need to understand, what is it that you're actually going to use it for? How often are you going to use it? And are you going to drop $200 that then is wasted because it breaks a couple of months later? That's a waste of time, rather than just save the money and buy the one that's actually going to do the job that's intended. And so, I mean, for me, as I was studying up on these, there are really about 4 major brands that are really reliable. All the others that are just kind of the knockoffs and the cheapies that you can get on the Amazons or whatever, you just have to be careful because there are a lot of them that show up already cracked. There are a lot of them that show up with issues, and some of them they come straight from overseas, and so trying to get things, that's messy. So that's why I asked you all that up front. I wanted it to be a good, solid treadmill. And judging from the fact that I almost lost it last night, it's fairly
Spent
heavy.
the night under the treadmill.
Fairly heavy duty, right?
Okay.
The thing you're talking about, not to interrupt, but I've seen it a lot lately, stories on it. It's called Buy It for Life.
Oh.
It's a thing.
Right.
It's actually
is
a
it?
thing where people spend the money because you're going to BIFL, Buy It for Life.
Yeah. That makes sense. And it's if we were really doing long distance running or whatever, we'd have to step up to something that was better. And actually,
we'd be doing it outdoors anyway.
And it's it would be a wider platform. You actually need, it needs to be slightly different. If you notice, even though this one's a little bit bigger, Jodi, it's not terribly wide.
It's
wide
hefty.
it's wide enough to be functional for brisk walking and incline walking to keep your stride decent, but it's not wide enough to do a jog or anything like that. So you'd have a little trouble with that. You might be stepping on the edges and that sort of thing. It's 20 inches. But anyway, yeah, you're right, Sam. Buy it. That's really a great approach. Even if you're not buying it for life, just make sure that you know that you're going to get your money's worth and not have it sneak up on you
Quality.
later. So the last thing that needs to be done is, speaking of taking care of it and buying it for life, is you have to lubricate it before its first use. It comes pre-lubricated, but if depending on how long it's been in the warehouse or whatever, you are supposed to lubricate it, first time. And
with
to do
what?
that, well, it came with a silicone lubricant. But you have to loosen the belt, and that's where I got nervous about it last night. I'm like, you know what?
And you're tired.
This is where common sense kicked in. I'm like, I'm doing this part later.
Yeah.
Good.
I don't want to rush that. I want to make sure that's right because I want to make sure the tension goes back correct. Apparently it's easy enough to do, but I want to be really focused when I do that the first time.
I think that's super smart.
Right.
I believe in working at your peak and not pushing it. What's one more day? And once you lubricate it, I think you should be the first one to test it.
Okay.
Are you being nice or cautious?
Yeah. I'm happy
you
to
be
do
the
that.
judge.
I'm happy to do that. I will road test it. You can sit there and watch an amusement if you want to.
Whatever. You'll be fine. You're Mr. Safety.
But, it's taken me a long time to realize don't push all the way through because you're right. I've always been sort of a bulldog and, stubborn. I would push all the way through till it's done because I don't want anything unfinished because the next thing will come along tomorrow that will distract or whatever.
Look, and it does serve you well in many times and many places in your life. You don't stop until things are done, which is admirable, except that when you do it past the point of sense, past the point of you're getting a good night's sleep instead. There have been many times when he's working on a project and he'll go out. He's like, his office is outside of the house in the back part, or he has to go out to get to it. So he's like, I'm going to go out and work on this for just a little while, but I'm setting a timer and I'll be back in 30, 45 minutes. And I'm like, okay, good night. And I'm like, I'm not seeing him till the morning. And surely it's true that he comes in much later because I know that you are being a bulldog about the work. Yeah, whatever you're working on.
It depends on if you're in the zone.
Yeah.
When we're watching the quarterback documentary, Jodi, it's the same thing. They talk, I don't remember if it was Joe Burrow who was talking about when you're really in that zone, it all just kind of comes together and you're not hearing the noise. You're not hearing all the other distractions. You're not worried about the pressure. You're just in it. And so for me, when I get in the zone, I like being in the zone. I just don't always know when it's time to exit.
Correct.
Because you actually do get out of the zone at some point when you still think that you're in it, but you're really not.
Well, with the belt, it's like that's a curveball. It's like you're sitting here putting it together. All right. Oh, wait, lube it first. Well, that's a whole different ball game.
Right.
Yes, it is.
Let's wait.
Yeah, and the temptation kicks in to go, well, should I just plug it in and see how it works anyway? But I didn't do that. Do that. We're going to, we will lubricate it tonight, Jodi, and I'll put you on it, and we'll see how it goes.
You go first.
Oh, that's right.
Yay.
Oh, by the way, when you got through the instructions, did it say sign your name and turn this in?
Missed any part of the show? Get it all on the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi podcast.